Okay, my name is Samantha Nomsa Napeta, and I'm 29 years old.
Okay, and so what crime brought you here and what is your sentence?
Okay, I had a fight with my mother. She's my biological mother. And she's my biological mother, and I appealed for self-defense against her. But unfortunately, it's against the law in Africa. So the crime that brought me here is about customary law. It's against the custom to fight with your mother, fight back. So I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if the child rights, the institution of child rights if the institution of child rights is in alignment with the customary law. That's why I appealed for self-defense, because my mother might have a problem, and I also have the right to defend myself.
Okay, so how long is your sentence?
It's 3 months. They say minimum is 3 months, unless if they amnest you, because she's a parent and she should be respected. But I'm not sure. According to Child Rights and the Human Rights Act, are children safe from their parents? That's if they have problems of their own. My mother is a divorcee.
And for how long have you been in custody?
About a month and a half.
So you're halfway through your sentence?
Yes, halfway through my sentence. I'll be out, and I'll be out by 17 May.
So since it's Family Week, has your mother or any other family members visited you yet?
I told the social worker's office to contact my mother or my father to visit me. But then I think the customary law is a bit harsh on children since times are changing. We know we should abide by the customary law. We should abide by the customary law, and it's a regulation. We stay in Zimbabwe, and we should respect and abide by customary laws. But then sometimes you also have to be sure of your rights, because you might be abused. Maybe your parent is disturbed by some events that occurred in her life, and she might throw tantrums or get frustrated at you for reasons you might not be aware of, and it's not healthy.
So no one is visited?
My mother has been here once, and hopefully she'll come here for counseling. Yes.
What was the cause of the conflict between you and your mother?
Okay, she woke up violent. And aggressive, and I got a bit offended because I'm 29 years old, adolescent stage. I'm a young adult, and I also have problems of my own. Yeah.
What kind of problems do you have?
I had cervical cancer. I'm an advocate, so I wasn't well. I wasn't feeling well. So if she wakes up violent and aggressive, I might have problems of my own, and I might have a bad mood as well. Yeah.
So that's understood. But what have you learned from the experience? I know you're saying that your mom was violent and all that, but it takes two to tango. What was your contribution towards the conflict that is eventually resulted in you coming here?
Okay, you can't really say it takes two to tango to your parents. As I mentioned before, it's against the customary law. That's the custom. But then the human rights, the institution of human rights, child rights, and women rights might also have something to say according to the custom, and how according to the custom and your human rights being respected as well, but being in alignment with the custom as well. Just because the customary law might be shallow, and then you need to be aware of your rights as well, so that you do not get disturbed. Just because this is a primitive society, and people, things that disturb people vary, right? So you need to abide by the customary law, but you also have to be aware of your human rights, because you might get abused. You might get abused because of the customary law as well. Just because times are changing, it's transgeneration. Yeah, I'm in the 21st century. I want my mother to respect me. I also want to respect my mother. And if there's a conflict or a problem, she shouldn't be aggressive or violent. Because I have problems of my own, we should be able to go for counseling as mother and daughter to a church or do something that's a bit respectful for family members. Yeah, something like that. That's what I had in mind. So I had to check with the child rights and the human rights constitution if the customary law that we abide with, we live by the custom in Africa. Apparently the law says Akarova Amai unotanda boso, that's what it says. Yes, and it's 3 months jail sentence. You can change it, but they also have to consider the Human Rights Act and the Child Rights, Institution of Child Rights, because you might get abused as well. This is a primitive society, and you have to be really sure about your rights.
Can you just tell us about your academic history?
Academic history. My academic history is healthy. I did my O-level and I did my A-level. I went to college. Yeah.
What did you study at college?
Evaluation and grading of rough stones. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Anything else you want to say?
I should be able to stay in a quiet and healthy environment. That's for my tertiary program. I also want to be able to go to work without a criminal record. So I just had to straighten the custom concerning child rights and customary law.
I think finally, what does the future look like between you and your mom, since you're halfway through your sentence now?
I just want to be able to love my mother, just because she didn't have an abortion. She gave birth to me, so she probably loves me. And this is Good Friday, and I want to be able to respect God and to love my mother, to fulfill the 10 commandments, honor your mother and your father. So I just want to be happy with my mother in a quiet environment. She doesn't have to be violent.
Thank you for